That's not a predator, that's a sports hunter.
Well, we took a vote. Predator's cooler, right? Fuck yeah.
The Predator is back on the big screen, this time directed and written by one of the original film's actors, Shane Black. The latest iteration of the franchise stars Trevante Rhodes, Sterling K. Brown, Boyd Holbrook, Jacob Tremblay, Olivia Munn, and Keegan-Michael Key, and sees the alien hunters come back to Earth after a boy in the suburbs triggers their return. Serving as the human race's only line of defense are a group of former soldiers and a science teacher. The critical consensus seems to be that the fourth installment of the film franchise is fun, funny, and flawed, with The Hollywood Reporter's own Jordan Mincer calling the pick bigger, meaner, gorier, funnier, and noting it was enthusiastically embraced by the Midnight Madness audience at the Toronto International Film Festival. Mincer praises Black's humorous approach to directing the new entry, which, he writes, strays rather far from the original film. The critic notes that the movie is vastly different in terms of tone from previous entries in the sci-fi franchise. While the other Predator films tried to remain dark and tense, tossing in a decent one-liner here or there, Black's movie is so cleverly over the top that it's easy and pleasurable enough to watch, though never exactly scary or suspenseful. Chris Evangelista of Slash Film, however, isn't entirely sold on The Predator, giving it a 6.5 out of 10 and comparing the film's use of humor to Thor Ragnarok. While there have been a handful of amusing moments in the Predator franchise as a whole, no single film goes for as many wall-to-wall jokes as Shane Black's The Predator, he writes. Evangelista goes so far as to ask if there are in fact too many jokes in the franchise's fourth outing, and ponders if the non-stop gags will put off purists who may long for the more serious tone of the original. Writes the critic, the plot doesn't make sense, a lot of the jokes fall flat, there's a pointless sequel setup, but while you're watching the movie, it's hard not to get caught up in all the fun. Black and company are having a blast here, and it's infectious. Digital Spy's Hugh Armitage elaborates on this sentiment, enthusing, Black is known for his witty dialogue and doesn't disappoint, building the relationships between a large cast and making it look easy. Armitage concludes that the film is fun if you don't take it too seriously. The Predator is a flawed actioner, but a strong cast and some Shane Black magic give it a sparkle that has been lacking from recent attempts to revive the killer aliens. It's not Black at his best, but it's a fun diversion as long as you don't think about it too hard. And Brian Tallarico of RogerEbert.com also praises Black's revamp, hailing it as a film that has razor-sharp pacing and a fantastic cast, ultimately giving the audience what they would want from such a production. Admiring the film's ability to pay homage to the 80s without appearing to mock it, Tallarico writes, The Predator never plays like a pure parody. Overall, Tallarico encourages moviegoers to see the film, for they will still be happy with the finished product. The Predator hits theaters September 14th. To read more on this story, head to THR.com. For The Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Lindsay Rodriguez.